kind of flip the switch earlier in games? Have you noticed more accountability, I guess, from the guys in practice?
Yeah, yesterday was really good. We gave them 2 days off. This is our last bye week. The calendar kind of switches, and we did this right at the beginning of January, so we knew it was going to be a tough, whatever that is, 5-week grind, and the guys did some really good things. Obviously disappointed in Corvallis because I thought of all of our games, not just league games, I just thought that was the one game where we didn't have that it factor of just really competing like we know we can compete for 40 minutes, and that's what was frustrating. And had a really good practice yesterday after giving them 2 days off, kind of clear their minds, get healthy a little bit, and know that this is a tough stretch run, and talk about February setting up March, and we're pretty healthy. So that's a good thing that we've been able to go through all this and be healthy. Now it's just a matter of starting to play our best basketball. I thought we were getting to that point. We had a minor setback in Corvallis, and we got to get that back, obviously, quickly before we get to USC.
Is Juan Bale okay?
Yeah, he's fine, and Juana's been terrific. It's finding those minutes in the rotation that we have. It's definitely not a Juana thing. I'm responsible for minutes, and if we can get him in, we're going to try to get him in, but Dave and Trav got a little out of whack in the Corvallis game, being in foul trouble. We thought about going then. We just opted not to. We went smaller. Whether that was the right idea or not, that's what we decided to do, and we'll just see moving forward. But he's practicing very hard. He and Noah have had just terrific attitudes, and it's just one of those tough things that, right now in an 8-man rotation, number 9 and number 10 aren't getting the minutes I'm sure they'd like to have, but they are working extremely hard and doing a great job.
As a coach, when your team has a game like that, is it generally in your style as a coach to try to light a fire, or is that something where you try not to motivate?
Well, I think it's just the accountability of what's acceptable and what's not. And this group of young men have been terrific all year. We have gotten incredible effort all year long, and that's the hard thing. In college basketball, to go whatever it is nowadays, 30 regular season games and then postseason. We get that. It's hard to be at that top level maybe every game. We understand that, but the effort and just the enthusiasm and those type of things, and whether it was the environment we're in, whatever it was, I didn't see the intensity and the passion and the enthusiasm that we've been growing and gaining on, and that's what was discouraging, and that's what we've shared with them, and going through individual meetings this week along with practices and just saying, hey, we gotta have a lot of fire to us here going down the stretch. And yesterday, if anything was indicative of yesterday's practice, it was very, very good. So we got to realize we got a young team, and they've got to learn from these experiences, and they've done a great job to this point. And we told them, we'll tell them again today, with Cal losing, last night, a win up in Corvallis, and you've separated yourself by 2 games of everybody in the league, with the exception of Arizona. That's how big that game was up in Corvallis. So I think they understand it, they get it, and hopefully we'll rebound on Saturday.
Is this a good time to have the bye? Or would you rather
I think it was a really good time. I think that it came at sometimes they don't. Sometimes I've been in bye weeks where you've won 4, 5, 6 in a row and playing at a high level, and you don't want to stop playing. But I think having those 2 days to everybody, coaches, players, clear their mind, get away from basketball for a couple days. They seemed very energized yesterday, and I was very encouraged by practice yesterday.
What do you have to change to maybe stoke that passion and effort in your players a little bit more?
It's not so much, changing anything as much as, it's just the grind of the season, and now here we are in February, and I think the guys understand that. They understand there was an opportunity lost. This team competes, but I've said all along, there's a big difference in the will to win and the will to prepare to win, and it's hard preparing every week, every game, and getting consistent with that, and young players just continually are learning those type of things, and I think our will to prepare is going to be greater going into this weekend than what it was last weekend. And as long as we grow like that, we'll be fine.
It seems like Zach's offensive production slowed down a little bit in the last few games. What is it that he can do better, especially?
Well, we got to get him out in the open floor. That's when he's really good. We got to get him in open floor, and we've been watching a lot of tape with him. We've been working with him on just slowing things down at the half court, how you read screens. You know, you're being defended a little bit differently now because of what you were able to do early in the season, and I think he'll respond really well. He had a great practice yesterday, so it's just about slowing him down at half court, but speeding him up in the open court to really getting out and using his athleticism. We didn't run. You know, we've been a up-tempo. You know, you can look at a lot of things to Oregon State game. You know, we scored 36 points in transition against USC a month ago. We scored 6 points in transition at Oregon State. It's a 30-point swing, and that's the key to our team. You know, we've got to get out and run and play at the pace that we want to play at. And I thought in Corvallis we did not play at the pace we need to play at.
Was Zach, is he kind of in a situation where it's even maybe a little bit harder than other freshmen because there is so much hype kind of surrounding him that maybe teams, you know, look at him a little harder than they would any other normal freshman?
Well, you're a freshman at UCLA, so it's there's always going to be a bigger spotlight. And you know, when things are great, that spotlight's bright and fun. When things aren't as good, it's not quite as fun. You just seen that light go away for a while. So you know, it's just part of growing as a player. And the thing about Zach, he's extremely coachable. He is a great individual. He wants to learn. He's in here working all the time on his own. And when you got those kind of intangibles, you're going to make it. And I know Zach's been terrific for us all year, and he's only going to get better. Is that it?
Cool. Yeah.
All right.
Thanks.